Hi everybody, welcome to Tidalwave Studio. My name is Damiani, and today I would like to take you on a tour through recording, producing, arranging an acoustic song. We're going to start basically from scratch and then see where creativity leads us to. So the song we are working on today is called Solitary Man. It is by a singer-songwriter called Michele Zappone. And Michele and I, we have been working on a ton of songs in the past years, and we have our way to go about it. Usually he comes in with his guitar, he plays the guitar first, which we already did, we recorded it, we recorded his vocals, and then usually he lets me just play around with the song and do whatever I feel I like to do with it. In this case, we also borrowed the drummer from a local band called Tiny Mountains, and we asked him to play the drums for his song. So we have guitars, drums, and lead vocals. And now I'm going to walk you through, whatever I come up with to make this a full production. So let's listen to what we already have, and then we will see what we come up with.
This is the story about a man. This is the story that has to be told. No one has ever seen his face. No one ever heard his name.
Okay, this is what we started with. And then we asked Jojo, the drummer of Tiny Mountains, to play us some drums on top. So we met here together at the studio and we talked about what kind of groove we liked, and then we recorded it. Let's listen to the drums now.
This is the story about a man. This is the story that has to be told. No.
Okay, a nice little groove with rolling snare. Nothing very, very fancy, but exactly suiting the mood that we were after for this song. So now let's see what we are going to add next. I think I'm going to start by adding a bass just to get like some low-end foundation down. Let me grab a bass, plug it in, and then we'll be back. So we're back with the bass. Let's listen a little bit to the music, and I try to figure out the chords and then see what I want to play to it and see where we end up with. Hi, this is a quick hello from future me who is actually editing the video. I was just noticing that when I was recording the video, the monitoring on my headphones was spot on, but the way it was sent to the screen capture device, in QuickTime, it had a slight latency because it was bypassing the master bus, and I was hearing it correctly, but I was capturing it with a slight delay. So I didn't notice this when I was recording, but it's the way it is and I can't undo it. I hope you still enjoy the video, and let's go on.
The story about a man. This is the story that has to be told. No one has ever seen his face. No one ever heard his name.
Yeah, so it's basically three chords that repeat over and over again. So I think I'm going to go with a groove like very laid back and easy, like something like this. I'm going to play along a little bit, and when I feel safe and in the groove, then I'm going to record it. So now the bass is recorded. I tried to play laid back as much as I could, because I know that rushing bass is really ruining the groove and eating up on the punch of the bass drum and everything. So I tried to do my best. I had to edit a couple notes just to make sure that I'm not a little bit up front of the drums. So the bass is done now, and I think I would like to add a couple more guitars next, because all we have now is like the center guitar that is going to stay panned in the center. So like singer-songwriter style, one main guitar and the voice in the center. But now I would like to add a little bit of spread to the stereo image and a little bit more texture. So I'm going to grab my acoustic guitar, set up a microphone, and then we are going to see what would be a good idea to add to certain sections of the song. I will be back with the guitar in a second. So we are here now with my guitar. I set up one microphone. I like to keep it really simple. So one microphone is enough. I hardly ever use more than one to record like a solo instrument like this. I'm sitting in the control room next to keyboard and mouse, and so I don't have to run back and forth between the recording room and here. I can record anything I want in here, maybe except drums that is just a little bit too big, and I would like to have a bigger space to record in. But for like solo instruments and stuff that I'm recording myself, it's very convenient to just be sitting next to the computer and do everything in here. Using one microphone, and I'm pointing it roughly towards like 12th, 15th fret or so. I can still adjust when I hear the sound of the headphones. If I feel that I need a little bit more proximity, I can go closer. If I need a little bit more, a thinner sound, I could go a little bit further away, or I turn a little bit off axis, stuff like this. It's just like reacting to what I'm hearing, but roughly like this, like what is this, like 30-40 centimeters away from the microphone is just fine for any acoustic guitar recording. So now I'm going to listen to the song again and try to figure out what I would like to play. Let's do that. I think I want to add a couple of fill-ins, very easy, nothing spectacular, but just to give it like a little bit of a question response thingy. Let me try this out. Easy like this. Let's try that. One more time. Something like this. I'm going to record that quickly. time. I'm going to pan the guitar that I just did to one side, and now I'm going to try something different, maybe a little bit higher as a second guitar, just to get a little bit of spread in that part. Let's record that. Let's listen to the 3 guitars we have now. Nothing really spectacular, but we get a little bit of spread, and it's just, yeah, a little bit nicer than to have just one guitar. Now let's see what happens in the verses.
This is the story about a man. This is the story that has to be told. No one else ever seen his face. No one ever heard his name. And love can be a burden.
Okay, I think I will leave the start of the verse alone. Just drums, bass, one guitar, that's it. We try to build a little bit of drama or a little bit of, how do you say, build excitement and add stuff as the song goes on. So I don't want to put everything in at once. So let the first half of the verse alone, and then I think I'm going to add in again 1 or 2 guitars that are doing small stuff just to add a little bit of ear candy. It's not that it's really needing anything. The song is working nice as it does, but you want to try and add in elements so that the listener always has something new to listen to. So let me check out again the second half and see what we could add in here. I have 1 or 2 ideas of stuff that I could add to the second half of the verse. Something very easy. I don't want to attract too much attention to what I'm playing here. The focus should stay on the main guitar with the main voice, especially the main voice, and I just want to add some ear candy. So I think some little triplet picking, like something like this would be nice. It's not too obvious, not attracting too much attention, but it's just adding some dimension. Let's try this out. Checking tuning. I have a tuner attached to the microphone so that I can always check that I'm in tune.
Never heard his name. And love can be a burden. So for him this is the vice. And if you like to see him, he's watching birds from his cabin seat. And he's been alright.
Yeah, something like this. I think that's going to work nicely. Let me pull that to the track up here. And now let's see if I have something for the other side. Also something simple and easy, and yeah, so that we have something on the left and something on the right, just to give some spread. I'm going to do something pretty similar, also like a triplet little picking, but just in a higher register, something that matches what we already have, and yeah, just in another register, just to have a little bit more different color.
Never heard his name, and love can be a burden, so for him this is the vice. And if you like to see him, he's watching birds from his cabin seat, and he's been alright.
Something like this. What I like to do when I'm recording things like these is I don't try to put them too loud in my headphones, try to put them at pretty much the volume I want to hear it later, so that I can control how loud I'm playing, and try like this. It's really like very, very subtle, and I don't want to play like playing too loud if my monitoring is too low, or being too quiet if my monitoring is too loud. So for me, it's working really nicely if I put whatever I'm recording at pretty much the volume that I want to listen to it in the mix later in my headphones. Let me clean up those two tracks quickly, and then we listen how they sound in context.
And love can be a burden, so for him this is the vice. And if you like to see him, he's watching birds from his cabin seat, and he's been.
It's doing exactly what I wanted to do, just add a little bit of something around the main thing. Let's have a look at the chorus now. I think I'm going to do something similar as in the verse, also like a triplet picking thing, but maybe not stay just on one note, but do like an alternating thing, something like this. Still very subtle. This whole song is pretty quiet and easy, so there is no need to add like dramatic stuff in there. Just again, maybe just be one notch up what we had before without exaggerating. And I think just instead of playing one note, I'm going to play two notes. I think that may be enough. Let me try this out. Still the three chords.
And he's been alright. And he's been
a little bit more pre-roll to get into the groove.
Cabin seat, and he's been alright. And he's been okay. And he's been so strong, singing his song.
I missed that one. Okay, one more time.
Cabin seat, and he's been alright. And he's been okay. And he's been so strong, singing his song. And he's been alright.
I clean that up, and then I can copy paste this to the second half of the chorus. I want to add another guitar on the other side again, just to keep everything spread out a little bit. And Michael is playing a nice guitar himself, so I don't want to go into something complex with complex chord structure. I want to go the extreme opposite and be very, very simple. So I think what I'm going to do is play some power chords just to support the main harmony with some lower mid stuff, just like very, very simple, but I think it's going to work out well. Let's try it.
Watching birds from his cabin seat, and he's been alright. And he's been okay. And he's been and he's been alright, and he's been okay.
Let me clean that up again, set the volume so that I think it fits pretty much now, and then we are going to listen to it again in context.
And he's been alright, and he's been okay, and he's been so strong, singing his song, and his.
I think that's working just fine like this. It's nothing complicated, but it's just doing its job. Now is coming the second verse. I think I'm going to stick with what I had in the first verse. Just maybe I think I would start right from the start of the second verse. In the first verse, if you remember, we left the first half of the verse with just one guitar. But now, since we already built up a little bit, I don't want to go back too much. So I think I'm going to play that little triplet guitar right from the start. Or I'm going to copy paste it over there.
From time to time he prays to God, even though he doesn't believe at all. But when at night his fears tie him down.
And maybe I will come up with something extra, or maybe not. So there is no need, for me at least, in such a song to have too much stuff going on. There will be some harmonies, I guess, in the chorus. So the chorus will be bigger than the second verse anyway. So if we have like, let's say, or maybe also add some percussion, maybe some shakers later to the chorus. So we're coming from the first verse quiet, a little bit more, then into a bigger chorus. And then if we are going back to, let's say, only those three guitars, that's more than enough. What we still have to check is we have a little bridge part between the two last choruses. Let's listen to what's going on there.
Some are blind but want to see the truth in the lying thief. The solitary man.
So here we have a mood change that is very common in pop and rock songs, so that you have like basically before the last chorus comes in, you have like a C part or middle eight part or whatever you want to call it, where you have a slight mood change. Let me think about what I could add in here. I don't want to use, I cannot use what I played before in the verse and in the chorus, because it's different chords and a different mood. So let me think 1 or 2 seconds about it, or minutes, and then I come back with hopefully something. Okay, I have been thinking a little bit about that part, and I think I'm going to do again on one side a little picking, and on the other side again some basic chords. And maybe I will add some Hammond organ later. I will have to see what it sounds like when we have the two guitars I have in mind, and see if I still feel that there is something missing. Let's start with the guitars first.
Some are blind but want to see the truth in the lying thief. The solitary man is an island in a raging sea. But in the end he won't believe, and he's been alright.
That's one. Now some basic chords for the other side.
Singing his song. Some are blind but want to see the truth in the lying thief.
again, very, very easy stuff. One guitar a little bit higher, one guitar a little bit lower, just to get some harmonic stuff going on in the lows, in the mids, in the highs, and playing around the most important stuff, so the main guitar and the main voice. Now I can copy paste the guitars I made for previous choruses to the last chorus. I may have to adjust the final chords to get some sustain, but I think, yeah, guitar-wise, that should be enough for this song. 3 guitars is enough. Next, I think I will try and add some percussion stuff, maybe some soft shakers, just to enhance the groove a little bit. Let me fix those guitars, copy paste everything, clean up everything, and then I grab some shakers and we will see what we come up with. I'm back with a bunch of shakers. When I'm recording shakers, I don't want to just use one. I like to layer them a little bit. First of all, sometimes it's nice to spread them so that it's not just one shaker sitting somewhere, but it's like more like a cloud of shakers. I think that's something that I'm probably going to do here. So adding different textures, combining them, maybe playing slightly different grooves for each shaker, so that combined they give something a little bit richer sounding than just one simple shaker. I've set the microphone a little bit higher so that I can sit here, play my stuff while I'm recording. So let's see what we come up with. I think I'm going to start with this guy here and play a pattern like this. Let me try this out. Okay, how I usually do this, because I'm not the groove master, there are some good parts in there, but there are some crappy parts. So I'm usually trying to select a couple good ones and copy paste them around so that I have like a good loop that is in time, that has the right velocity, without having to do 10 million takes until I get one that is really nice. That would be the case if I was a good percussion player, but I'm not. I'm just playing around with the toys, and I can build a loop that is tight and sounding the way I want it. That's what I'm going to do with this one, and then I'm going to continue with another one, and then maybe another one, and maybe another one. I think of maybe making 4 tracks of shakers, and pan 2 to the left, 2 to the right, and then add them in a very subtle way. That's also an advantage if you layer stuff like this, that you can get a certain amount of volume or loudness of the shaker without it being really loud. It's a different type of loud if you have more individual instruments playing the same thing than if you have one that needs to get the same loudness or the same presence in the mix. It's just as loud, but in a subtle way, if that makes sense. I'm going to clean this one up and continue with another one. Okay, one is done. Now I'm going to use these 3 as a combo. I kind of like them. One alone, I don't like it too much, but if I somehow like this combo. There's two wooden shakers that have a slightly different texture, one to another, and then this with a plastic thing. And I kind of like what they are doing, the 3 of them together. Let me do another one. again, some parts that were kind of okay and some that were timing-wise off, or it's hard to get this kind of shaker to stop the da-da-da. They're always rattling a little bit after. So yeah, I'm going to clean that up, edit a little bit, and add 2 more shakers. Yeah, I have 2 that are playing louder groove, and now I want to add 2 more that are playing like something more solid, like something very, very straight, and gluing the other 2 a little bit together. Let's do that. I'm going to do a 4th shaker, like a different combination. Again, I'm running out of shakers, and then clean up everything, and then we are going to listen to the result. It's pretty subtle. I just want to enhance this snare rolling groove a little bit with some extra high frequency content, and especially I'm going to just copy paste this whole loop thing into the choruses so that the verses are a little bit more soft and subtle with less stuff in, and then the chorus is going to open up. And I also find it nice to have a little bit more going on when a song is starting. So not just one guitar and yeah, one solo guitar, but add some stuff from the chorus already in the very first introduction of the song. Like here, it's the same chords as the chorus. So it is basically more or less a chorus without the voice. So I can also add in the shakers here. Yeah, so we have drums, bass, 3 guitars, and some shakers. The next thing, which will be pretty important to have, is some harmonies in the vocals. I think I'm going to start by doing some unison triples of the voice, just to give the voice, the lead melody of the singing voice a little bit more spread and size and a little bit more texture when the chorus is hitting in contrast to the verses where we only have one vocal track. Let me set up everything here and prepare a couple tracks, and then let's do some vocals. Backing vocals. I'm not a great singer, but I think I can do the job of doing backing vocals. The main task here is to, first of all, check out the exact phrasing of the lead voice. So you really want to match the timing and the feeling of the lead vocal as closely as you can. This is the most important. Tuning, yeah, would be nice to hit it correctly, but you can still melodyne stuff if there are a couple notes off. Although I must say that it is not too bad if all the backing voices are not too much in tune. Of course, not off by a semitone or something, but if there is some notes a little bit up, some notes a little bit down, this adds to the density of the, let's call it, little choir that we're going to make. So it should be within, let's say, like 10 cent in tune, but if it's a little bit off, then it's adding some size to the whole thing. So timing, very important. And then one thing is, you would like to try to get the backing voice as less obvious as possible, which means that I want to have the lead voice always in the focus. It should sound somehow as if there was just one person singing to you. And how do you achieve this? I try to mellow out the backing. So for example, all the consonants, I try to sing them as soft as possible. Maybe sometimes even only hing the vowels and leave away the consonants. Well, not completely, but make them very, very soft so that if you listen to it on its own, you think like it doesn't have teeth or something. But in the context, that's working very well because you get like a cloud of voices around the lead voice without having all the S's, the K's, the T's, and the P's popping out from the sides if you're spreading out your backing voice. So you can still do this with editing and pulling down some S's, and I will eventually have to do stuff like this here as well. But if I try to get it right at the source as best as I can, then it's really going to help the whole process. So I'm going to try to match the timing, match the tuning, and sing with very soft consonants. I think I'm going to start by making 2 unison voices and then see if I can come up with some harmonies that fit this song. Let's start with the unison.
Birds from his cabin seat, and he's been alright, and he's been okay, and he's been so strong, singing his song, and he's been alright, and he's been okay, and he's been so strong, singing his song.
Yeah. Now the lyrics in the chorus are repeating. So it's like 4 lines and they repeat in other choruses. So what I usually do is, if I can, I sing one go, that is okay, and then I take the second half to double the first half to double the second half, so I don't have to sing that stuff over and over again, and I get my doubles, and then basically I clean them up once, and then I just copy paste them over to the other choruses. Just try to work in a time efficient way, and if there is nothing that is catching the attention so that you can hear that something is copy pasted, if everything is really fitting very well, you can copy paste stuff without anybody noticing. We didn't copy paste the lead voice though, because I want to keep some uniqueness in the lead voice throughout different choruses. So I may have to check the timing. I'm using Vocaline. It's a plugin to align voices if I feel the need, and if when I'm copy pasting voices over, if something is not matching 100%, I can still adjust it timing wise. So I'm going to clean that first voice up, put it to the left and to the right, and then think about a harmony. I will be right back. Okay, I think I have an idea for a pretty simple second voice that's just one up, so a little bit higher to give the chorus a little bit of sheen. Of course, you can also do harmonies that go lower than the lead voice, but I at least want to start by going up because I want the chorus to light up a little bit and get more brilliance and more air than all the stuff before. And if I go in with lower harmonies, then I risk pulling down the whole thing instead of brightening up. So I would at least start with something higher and then see if I feel the need to add up something in the lows. Let's start with one first harmony.
He's watching birds from his cabin seat, and it's been alright, and it's been okay, and it's been so strong, singing his song, and it's been alright, and it's been okay, and it's been so strong, singing his song.
Yeah. Okay. I will have to clean that up a little bit, copy paste and double everything, maybe melodyne a little bit if necessary, and then I will see if I want to add something more, maybe something higher, if I can even reach something higher, or see if something lower makes sense. Let me clean that up, then we give it a quick listen and see if we want something more. Okay, those voices are cleaned up and copy-pasted. Let's listen to what we have right now.
And it's been alright, and it's been okay, and it's been so strong, singing his song.
That's okay. I think I want to try if I can get one higher, just to give it even a little bit more sparkle. That may get a little bit crispy and crunchy, because I think I'm going to reach the limit of where my voice can even sound clean, but you can still use a voice that is a little bit raspy up there. You can tune it a little bit, and if it's really in sync, although it may be a little bit raspy, it can still add a little bit of air and color up there. Maybe I'm only going to do one and stick it into the center so that it's really hidden behind the lead voice, and you don't hear the flaws that you would hear if you listen it in solo. So you just get the harmonic color of it, and not all the ugliness that I'm probably going to put in there. Let's do it and see if it works.
Watching birds from his cabin seat, and it's been alright, and it's been okay, and it's been so strong, singing his song, and it's been alright, and it's been okay, and it's been so strong, singing his song.
Ooh, okay. Let's see. That was really limit of what is doable. I think I will have to melodyne quite a bit, but if it's added in subtly, I think it's going to work out. You may wonder why I put back a little bit one headphone. Everyone behind the microphone will have a different way of perceiving things, but I want to hear the other harmonies just to feel like, where am I going with what I'm doing? But also I want to listen to my voice a little bit in the room, and not only over the headphones. That gives me a little bit more control, especially if I'm going into a range where I don't really feel comfortable, so that I have the feeling that I have more control over the pitch, and listening myself, or listening to the playback and a little bit of myself on one ear and a little bit of myself in the room helps me get it closer to where it's supposed to be. Let me definitely clean that up, and then we're going to listen to the result and see how that works.
And it's been alright, and it's been okay, and it's been so strong, singing his song.
With the help of Melodyne, even I can sing a quite decent backing vocal stack. So, yeah, I think that's enough for the vocals in the choruses. I will have a look at some parts in the song if I feel the need to add some harmonies in some special places. Let me check that out, and if I get some idea about what I would like to do, I'm going to walk you through what I'm going to do. Here we have a part where there is a stop, everything stops. So the drums make a stop and the guitar stop and the voice is solo. We could leave it like this.
Very low. I don't wanna be the man who struggles.
But I think it would be nice if we added some choiry backing vocals to this one phrase. And that's exactly what I'm going to try to do now.
He whispers very low. I don't wanna be the man who's...
Okay, I'm going to add a second voice. I doubled this one, already tuned it, cleaned it up. So yeah, that's also one thing that I like to do because I don't always get the pitch completely right. And before I feed myself with pitchy voices that I try to sing in tune on top, I record them, tune everything or check if the tuning is all right, align everything before I start with the next voice. But that is done, so now I'm going to add another layer, another harmony.
He whispers very low. I don't wanna be the man who's trying. He whispers very low. I don't wanna be the man who's trying.
Going to clean that up and then we listen to the result.
I don't wanna be the man who's trying.
Yeah, I think that's okay. Let me see if I have another part where I want to add some extra voices. Yeah, here we have, it's just 2 lines further, also with the stop and the voices in solo. So now that we started with that choiry thing, we have to continue with it. So I'm going to add more layers to this other little part here. Let's do it.
Then I don't wanna fade away, not tomorrow and not today, and it's been all...
Yeah, the next one I have in mind is a little bit more tricky. I will need a couple of goes because it's I don't want the vocal lines to intersect one another so that they go together on the same note. So sometimes you have to maneuver around what's already there and find spots where you don't have any note yet. So as if you think like playing on a piano, that you don't hit the same key 2 times if you can somehow avoid it. But depending on the line of the voice, you really have to like jump from harmony above to harmony below and just jump around a little bit to, yeah, not hit the same note 2 times. So I think I figured out something as a second voice. I have no idea for a third, so we're going to stick with just 2 voices for that little part. Let's do that.
With his life and then I don't wanna fade away, not tomorrow and not today.
Okay, after cleaning up everything, tuning a little bit, vocalizing, this is what we have for that little section.
I don't wanna be the man who struggles with his life and then I don't wanna fade away, not tomorrow and not today, and his...
I pretty like that. That's not too bad. I found another tiny little spot just before the last chorus where I would like to add a little harmony to 2 lines. Let's do this, and then I think we are done with vocals.
Arrange and see. But in the end, he won't believe in his been.
Okay, so after having cleaned that up, it sounds like this.
But in the end, he won't believe in his.
Vocals are done. Now that we have almost everything together, I feel that I want to add a couple small guitar licks in the choruses, like in between the vocal lines, just to give a tiny little bit of ear candy. Nothing spectacular. I'm not a virtuoso on the guitar anyway, so I'm going to keep it very simple and just add a couple phrases just to, yeah, have a little something extra towards the end. Let's see what I come up with.
It's been alright, and it's been okay, and it's been so strong, singing his song. And it's been alright, and it's been okay, and it's been so strong, singing his song.
Yeah, nothing complicated, just a little bit of ear candy. So now we have almost everything. We have the drums, the bass, all the guitars, all the vocals, shaker stuff. And I want to add one little last something, and that is a Hammond organ in this last bridge part, or however you want to call it. I think that's going to add like a nice analog texture. I want to put it in a very subtle way, but I really like it. It's like if you put some sauce over a dish, it just blends everything nicely together and gives it some analog thickness. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to set up 2 microphones. I think we're going to use 2 ribbon microphones just to enhance that thick character that this Hammond organ has, and then play something very, very simple like a 2-finger chord, just to give it some vibe and some different atmosphere. Let's do that.
Some are blind but want to see the truth in the lion thief. The solitary man is an island in a raging sea. But in the end, he won't believe, and it's been alright.
So now we really have everything together, and future me will link to the finished song as well as a little video clip that I intend to make, combining all the recordings with the camera. Going to make like a little music clip, and I'm going to link to that clip in the description below, and probably up there as well. And I'm not going to go much into the mixing detail here. I just wanted to walk you through basically the creative process of how I come up with certain ideas, why I want to record certain elements, and what I think is necessary to bring this song to life. There are a ton of ways you can do this. This was my approach here. I didn't want to spend more than, let's say, a day on this song. That was roughly the time frame that I set myself. And this is what I did. If you want me to go more into detail with the mixing, let me know in the comments. I can make a mix deconstruction showing what I did to the signals, although I must say I didn't do a lot. I tried to record it in a way that it sounds the way I want to hear it, so I don't need a ton of processing afterwards. But if you want to know it, let me know in the comments. That was pretty much it. If you want to listen to the complete song, check out the video with a little music clip. And yeah, now it's just time for me to say thank you for sticking with me until the end. I hope you found something useful in there, you enjoyed it. If you did so, leave me a comment, like, subscribe, and all the good stuff. And hope to see you in another video. Bye bye.